Welcome to BaseballGuys.com. I'm your host and around the horn, Ray Flowers. Now, I know there's no dancing women around, and I apologize for that if that's what you were hoping to see, but hopefully there'll be enough baseball information here in the next 5 or 6 minutes that'll allow you to overlook the fact there's not a bunch of beautiful women standing behind me. I want to start with the Arizona Diamondbacks and talk about Ryan Robertson and what's going on there. Out of nowhere performer last year, was a great guy to have in the fantasy league. Home runs, steals, dual position eligibility. Hasn't been that performer this year. The team has grown tired of his lack of production, so they've made a move, calling up the .381 hitting Josh Bell to play third base. This puts Roberts in the super utility role. Obviously, Bell is elevated to someone you want to pay close attention to in NL-only leagues. Now, I'll also say this with Bell. He's been up a couple of times with the Orioles and looked awful. 78 strikeouts and 6 walks, which is about as bad as you will ever see from a strikeout-to-walk ratio. Cannot have success doing that. Again, it's a limited sample size, not even 250 at-bats, but he has looked horrible at the big league level. Can't figure this situation will continue to hold. I would look for Roberts to get a chance to get some more action and get back into the mix at some point pretty soon. But for now, Josh Bell and only leaguers, name you want to know. Bryan LaHair, spectacular start to the season. Everyone, well, most people knew a slowdown was coming, and that slowdown has started for the slugger from the Cubs. Last 6 games have been awful, only 1 hit. He's batting .191 his last 13 games, .250 for the month of May. His batting average is tanking. Not a surprise given his batting average on balls in play that was sky high and continues to be too high. That batting average will continue to plummet. He's down to about .315 right now. He's probably going to be lucky to finish in the 280s, despite that hot start to the season. Hopefully you traded him at full value. If not, hope he rights the ship here and continues to be productive, though he won't recapture his April glory. James Loney. Now here's a first baseman no one wants. Not a lot of power, not a lot of excitement, losing playing time in certain situations when there's big lefties on the hill. But James Loney still not showing any power. He's hitting 300 in the month of May. And not only hitting 300 in the month of May, he's 7 for his last 13. He looks like he can once again be a contributor in the batting average category. He's not a corner infielder with any power, so you'll need it someplace else. But James Loney in a hot streak right now, and he's proven over the years that he can be a very productive hitter in that batting average category. His teammate Chris Capuano, another terrific outing last night for the Dodgers. Now, 7 of his last 8 outings, he's allowed 2 or fewer earned runs. The only time he didn't do that, he allowed 3. His ERA is down to .225. His whip is barely over 1. Chris Capuano, absolutely spectacular start to the season. He's probably in the top 50, if not top 40, in almost all player rating systems in the fantasy game right now, pitching like a dominant ace. Now, he's not going to keep up the current levels. Even with all the success to start the season, we're pretty sure of that fact. Secondarily, there's the issue of injuries, which have long cropped up with Chris Capuano. I'm suggesting if you've ridden Capuano to this point, thank your lucky stars, look to parlay him, get a struggling starter. Maybe you can pick up a Matt Garza, a Tim Lincecum, one of these guys, Giovanni Gallardo. See if you can get a name like that that's got a bit more oomph behind it, because Chris Capuano is a big-time injury risk, though, again, he has pitched phenomenally well to start the season for the Dodgers. A pitcher who's pitched pretty well is Kyle Drabek of the Blue Jays. 3.27 ERA. You look at that number and you think, oh, the youngster's arrived. I don't know if he's arrived. He's walked at least 4 guys in each of his last 4 outings. His whip is still 1.43. I would exercise extreme caution with Kyle Drabek. He's living right on the edge right now. There is every conceivable expectation of him failing if he continues to issue so many free passes. Be careful with Drabek in AL-only leagues. There's a floor there, and he might hit it pretty hard. And then a few notes. Adam Lind, by the way, 3 for 7 in early work at AAA, looking to rebound from a dreadful start to the 2012 season. Up that trade value because it really doesn't look like the Blue Jays have much interest in bringing him back. Again, 3 for 7, a solid start. Miguel Montero, minor groin issue, probably knock him out for a couple of days for the Diamondbacks. Nothing to be overly concerned with. He's hopefully returning late in the week, maybe Friday. Ryan Braun's got a groin injury that caused him to be removed from the game on Monday night, the extra inning game against the Giants. He's probably going to miss a day or two. Nothing long-term from all the early reports. And by the way, Ryan Braun sitting .333. And on pace for 45 home runs and 30 steals. Yeah, he's actually pretty good. And then finally, Jimmy Rollins on the paternity list. He welcomed the first child into his life. Galvis and Fontenot will take over shortstop second base duties for the next couple of days while Jimmy Rollins spent some time with his wife and kid. I'm Ray Flowers. This is BaseballGuys.com. Thanks for joining me on Around the Horn. Talk to y'all again soon.